Have you ever felt your teeth itch? I'm not talking about feeling like there's something stuck between them, or knowing that they're coated in plaque. I'm talking about the actual sensation of itching, emanating from deep within the tooth itself. The nerves alight and aflame, with the need to be scratched. I first thought that perhaps I just needed to clean my teeth. I brushed, flossed, and even used mouthwash, but with no effect. Experimentally, I ran my fingernail lightly over my front tooth. All I felt was a slight sensation of contact, but nothing close to sating the deep itch coming from within. Frustrated, I ground my teeth together, and the pressure put on them distracted me momentarily from the unyielding urge to scratch. However, the moment that I released the pressure on my jaw, the sensation returned in earnest. I tried to ignore the feeling. I put ice in my mouth to numb it, but that just made my teeth ache from the cold. I chewed gum, I sucked on hard candies, I played video games for hours, hoping that the feeling would go away if I ignored it. Finally, I resigned myself to just attempt to get some sleep, and hoped that it would be gone in the morning. Sleeping with an itch you can't scratch is much easier said than done. I tossed and turned, grinding my teeth, biting my pillow, even gnawing on my knuckles. Anything to make the damn feeling stop. After a night without any rest, I went into work as usual, downing extra coffee to make up for the lost sleep, trudging through the workday with a grimace. I called my dentist and made an appointment for a week away, thinking that I could make it until then. But after 2 more nights of not sleeping, I was about at my breaking point. I googled all I could about dental care and decided to take a closer look at my jaw. I noticed that one of my back molars looked like it was cracked, and when I touched it, a sharp pain shot through my jaw. I figured that I must have ground it too hard in my fitful rest. Now, here is where I made a rather radical decision. The dentist's office wouldn't help me. Fine, I figured, fueled by lack of sleep and a maddening itch. I would just help myself. Pulling out your own tooth isn't something I would ever recommend. Just figuring out the logistics was difficult enough, and it took several tries to get the thing out, by which time my mouth was bleeding pretty significantly. After cleaning it off, I examined the tooth. It was definitely cracked right down the center, so I figured that it would have to be removed anyway. I flipped it over to examine the roots and noticed something really odd. The tooth was hollow, like a disappointing chocolate egg. It was just a white enamel shell with no density to it, little markings lining the inside, but empty all the same. Fuck, I thought. Probably left some of it in my mouth. It had been wide to examine, and what I saw fascinated me. A little yellow stalk sprouted up from my gum, branching outward like a fine sea plant, swaying slightly as I breathed in and out. I experimentally touched the end of the stalk with a shaking fingertip and felt my knees buckle underneath me. I can't describe to you the immense sensation present in that tiny piece of myself. It was like scratching every itch I ever had at the same time, as having a very intense orgasm. Overall, by far the most satisfying thing I ever felt. Still reeling from the experience, I had a realization. The itch coming from that tooth had subsided entirely, now replaced only by a feeling of calm contentment. My other tooth was still bothering me terribly, but in that one spot in my gum line, I finally felt the relief I had been seeking for days. I openly wept as I ran my tongue over the exposed nerve, rocking back and forth in bliss. Now that one tooth had been massaged, the rest began to positively throb with the need to be given similar treatment. I sweated as I looked at my pillars, but a few more strokes of my nerve, and I knew that I had no other choice. It turned out that all my teeth were similarly hollow, the nerves left behind and sticking out of my gums like the tiniest, most wonderful bean sprouts. I keep running my tongue over them, and I shudder with pleasure each time the appendage swipes over the stalks. I can feel them move in my mouth, swaying and alive, and I feel somehow maternally proud. Most importantly, my teeth have stopped itching. My partner will be home soon, and she's been complaining of tooth trouble recently as well. I'm smiling, feeling the air fresh against my nerves, and I think to myself that perhaps she would benefit from this new treatment.